Kahalo Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, which is all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High Yahweh, in the name of His only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. And peace be upon the elect, the house of David, which is the 144,000 prophets out there sincerely pushing His word, and the men, women, and children. May Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, be with you. This lesson basically, is just going to be on the trials and tribulations that we go through, being in this world. Ultimately, this is really for the brothers out there. It really is for myself actually, because we all go through things that test our faith, that tries us, being in this world, and we know ultimately we got to resort back to the scriptures. We got to resort back to just having faith on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that He will get us through everything that we go through. Okay, because this world, Satan, the devil, his job is to throw stuff at you to try to get you out of this truth. His job is to try to sift you and to try to shake up your faith. But we just gotta continue to just keep steadfast on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, and ask Him to strengthen us in these times. So I want to get a couple scriptures on that. Hopefully edify, uplift brothers that's might be going through certain things that they might not see no way out of it. Just ultimately we just gotta have faith on the Lord, man, and He'll be able to protect us in these days, and He'll get us out of any trials and tribulation. He'll make a way for us to get out of it. So I'm start off with this scripture. It just popped up into my head. This is Luke chapter 22 verse 31. It says, "And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, behold, Satan has desired to have you, that he may sift you as wheat. But I have prayed for thee, that thou faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren." All right, so this is Yahweh Shai telling Peter, which was the head disciple, the head apostle, that Satan, he desired to have him. Okay, he desired to basically try to sift him. All right, try to get him out of the faith, try to stop him from doing what his calling was. Okay, because Satan knows who is of the Most Highs. All right, so he knew that Peter was the head apostle, so he wanted to stop Peter from he wanted to shake Peter's faith up. Okay, he wanted to get Peter caught up in not believing, because if Peter stopped, then as him being head disciple, that might have made other disciples faith to be weak. Okay, but Yahweh Shai said that he prayed for Peter, that his faith failed him not. Okay, and that's what we got to do constantly, man. We got to constantly pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, that our faith don't fail us, man. No matter what we go through, no matter how it may seem, no matter how hard this journey is, we gotta pray that the Lord increase our faith. Okay, so ultimately that we can be strengthened, and then ultimately that we can continue to push this word and strengthen the brethren. Okay, which are the other hopeful elect. Okay, because that's ultimately what our job is. Our job is to strengthen the brotherhood. Okay, endure all things for the elect's sake. All right, so this is First Peter chapter 4. Start at verse 12. It says, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you." Okay, and me personally, man, I'm going, not to bitch and complain, but brothers go through it all the time. Brothers go through some things that you may think is like real strange, man. Like, yo, what the hell? I never heard this happening to anybody, man. Okay, stuff that happens to you, be like, yo, this, anything that anybody that this happened to, and you can't think of anybody. All right, but when you take a step back and you think about the stuff that you go through, and then you think about what other brothers might be going through, it makes you put things in perspective as to, like, this the trials that you're going through is really nothing compared to what other people might be going through. Okay, because certain brothers might be going through physical ailments. All right, things that you might not think that you'll be able to go through. Okay, certain brothers might be going through emotional ailments. All right, they might be going through financial financial trials. There's a lot of different things being in this world that we go through. Okay, so that's why Peter was saying that thinking not strange concerning the fiery trials which shall try you. Okay, because this is really just a test, a test of our faith. Okay, trying to see if we're going to stay, diligent in this thing. All right, stay diligent in this truth, because ultimately, everything else in this world is vain. All right, everything else in this world has really no longevity foundation. Okay, that's why Yahweh Shai said that though heaven and earth pass away, my word will never pass away. Okay, this word that we have, the understanding of these scriptures, all right, the faith that we have, the hope of salvation that we have, that will never pass away. That will never go away. So ultimately, everything else that we go through is just temporal. Okay, all those things are just temporary. All right. It says, where is that at? So it says, I'm gonna read it from the top again. 12. It says, "Beloved, think it not strange concerning the fiery trial, which is to try you, as though some strange thing happened unto you. But rejoice, as in much as ye are partakers of Hamashiach suffering, that when his glory shall be revealed, ye may be glad also with exceeding joy." So, we got to rejoice in these things. We got to, take joy that we are going through these things, because ultimately we understand that once Yahweh Shai comes back, if we stay steadfast, if we endure into the end, that we're going to be able to be partakers of his glory. We're going to be able to be partakers of his salvation. Okay, so no matter what we're going through now, we got to understand that this is just really a test of our faith. All the things that we go through, it might not seem like you might not look at it as like, how is this testing my faith? But you got to remember that Satan, the devil, he has different craftiness. All right, he has different ways of trying to test you. Okay, he has different ways of trying to sift you, I should say. So everything that we go through, we have to look at it on a spiritual level, on seeing how this is a trying of our faith. Okay, because ultimately that's what it's all about. Okay, this is 1 Peter chapter 1, start at verse 6. It says, "Wherein ye greatly rejoice, though now for a season, if need be, ye are in heaviness through manifold temptation." Okay, so right here we're going to be in heaviness through manifold temptation. Stuff is going to arise in our life that is going to put us in heaviness, man. That's just the way it is. Okay, that's just how this life is set up. That's why Yahweh Shai said that peace I give unto you, not the peace of this world. Okay, because this world is not going to give us peace. This world is going to give us afflictions. This world is going to give us trials. It's going to give us headaches. All right, it might give us physical ailments, stressing us out. Those are the manifold temptations of heaviness that we want to go through. But what it says, that the trial of your faith, being much more precious than the gold that perisheth, though it be tried with fire, might be found unto praise and honor and glory at the appearing of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So all these things are just trials of our faith. Okay, all these things are just things that we have to go through to purify us, man. All right, because if we don't go through these things now, then that means we're being reserved until the day of judgment to go through that other fire, and we don't want that. We don't want that nuclear fire to purify us. We want to go through these manifold temptations right now to purify us, man. To keep our to test our faith, so that we don't so that we can prove ourselves worthy, okay, to be first fruits of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, it says, get this next scripture. This is one that, this is a good one. Brothers notice often, but this is definitely a good scripture to have as your foundation when you going through things. This is Sirach chapter 2 verse 1. It says, "My son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation." All right, so that's where it goes back to where it said that count the cost, basically. All right, you got to prepare yourself, your soul, for temptation. All right, those temptation is synonymous with the trials and afflictions that we're going to go through. All right, it says, "Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble." Okay, because the first, your carnal, your flesh, all right, the first thing that you might think about when you go through hell is trying to find the easiest way out of it. All right, trying to find the easy road out of it. But what it said, it says, in the time, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Okay, don't just go off your first instinct, because scripture says that the heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. So you got to resort back to the scriptures. You got to resort back into enduring, which means to what? Suffer patiently. All right, you got to suffer patiently the temptations that you're going to go through, and best believe you're going to go through them. All right, and it's not. It might come, one here, and in a couple months you might be doing good, and then another one hits, or you might just get them, back to back to back. All right, the Lord can set it up different ways to test your faith, man. All right, to purify you. The main thing that you're supposed to do is to do what? Is to prepare yourself, man. And how do you prepare yourself? Is by constantly staying, in a spiritual mind, constantly praying. All right, meditating upon the Lord, reading the scriptures. Okay, this is the way you prepare yourself. This is the way you are preparing for the fight of your faith, man. Okay, fighting a good fight of faith. It says, "Cleave unto him and depart not away, that thou mayest be increased at the last end." All right, because the last end is what we ultimately looking for, is being, having the Lord say unto us, "Well done, my good and faithful servant." Okay, making sure that we keep our eyes, pressed towards the mark. All right, that's what the last end is. All right, because we understand that this world, like I said before, is temporal. All right, and all these things are temporal. Okay, and we understand that the real test, all right, the hour of temptation is approaching. We haven't even gotten there yet. So the stuff that we go through now is really, just a little sparring sessions, man. This is really just sparring sessions that we're going through now, because that real test that we are anticipating and rapidly approaching, that's going to be the main event. All right, and we want to be as prepared as we can and have our faith built up as much as we can, so when that time comes, that the Lord will endow us with that power, endow us with that spirit of power and sound mind, so that we can even get through that. All right, and so that we can endure until the end. All right, so I'm not going to read all this down. It's good, but just for time's sake, I'm just going to jump to this next scripture. This is Romans, not Romans, 1 Corinthians 10 and 13. It says, "There has no temptation taken you, but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful, and will not suffer you to be tempted above that which ye are able." Okay, and that's real right there, man, because the first part, it says that there is no temptation taken that is not common, that is but such is common to man, which means what? The stuff that we're going through, even though it might seem stranger to you, it's really not. All right, the other brothers are going through certain or similar situations as well. All right, that's what you got to remember. And you see brothers, they still going out there in the highways and byways, they're still putting up videos, and brothers are catching hell in their day-to-day life. Okay, but what? They're counting everything but dung to gain Yahweh Shai Mashiach. All right, they're still are fighting, man. okay, and that builds up, our spirits, man. That builds up, the each other's spirits when we see brothers that are still week in and week out putting in this work, even though we know that, we're all being tested, we're all being tried, okay. But it said the Most High is faithful, and that's what we got to also remember, man. That Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, Scripture says that he knows the number of every hair on your heads, man. So he's not gonna just leave you out there fending for yourself, okay? He's not gonna just leave you out there just, you know what? Hey, do whatever you can. I'm gonna go chill in the back. Nah, man. The Lord has His angels are camped around about us, man. Okay, and we have Yahweh Shai being a mediator for us, praying, okay, to His Father Yahweh on our behalf, man. Okay. So it says, I'm gonna read that from the top again. It says, there is no temptation taken Shalak, there is no temptation taken you but such as is common to man. But the Most High is faithful and will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able. All right. So everything that we're going through right now, you gotta have the faith that, you know what, Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai is putting me through this because I'm able to endure this, man. I'm able to take it. All right. He gave me the strength, the power, the faith to be able to take this. All right. So you got to get them carnal, them weak, fleshly thoughts out of your head, thinking that you can't get through this or you don't see, a way out of it. All right. Hey, we don't see the kingdom, but we understand that it's coming. So even though you might not see a way out of it, you got to understand that there is going to be a way out of it. You just got to believe, pray, and have faith on Yahweh in the name of His Son, Yahweh Shai, that He's going to get you through it. It says, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. All right. So right there, man, that's the point. It says that He's going to make a way for us to be able to escape this thing, man, that we may be able to bear it. And like I said before, right now it's just the little trial runs, man. This is just a sparring, because once that Revelations 2 and 10 and 3 and 10 come, that's when we really going to be feeling like, yo, how are we going to get out of this situation? When you haven't eaten for 3 or 4 days, maybe, okay, and you living like a pilgrim, and you might have your child or your wife with you, all right, and you don't see a way that you're gonna be able to feed them. That's when you really got to remember this scripture, man, because we got to have our faith gonna have to be at an extreme level during those times, man, because that's the hour of temptation. We're going through little minutes of temptation right now. But during that time, Jacob's trouble, that's the hour of temptation, man. But we got to remember that the Lord's going to make a way. If we are faithful to Him, He's going to make a way for us to escape that thing, to escape that, man. So how much more these little tests and trials that we go through right now, all right? How much more, than the small, minuscule things that we're going through right now. Okay, we can't let these things, stop us from doing this work, okay? Because you have people that might be going through hell, and then they can't take the hell, man. All right, you gotta just man up and take it. Yes, the script Yahweh Shah said the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. All right, so in order for to increase your spirit, you gotta stay in the spirit, man. All right. Get this scripture. This. Second Esdras. All right, this is Second Esdras chapter 7, verse 6. It says, there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of good things. The entrance thereof is narrow, and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand, and on the left a deep water. All right, so that's the walk that we're in right now, man. We're in a walk where, a city is built, and the city that we're trying to get to is the kingdom, okay? And it said there's many great, pleasant things there, man. What? And that's peace, man. That's rest. That's love, amongst the whole brotherhood with no faults in it, man. That's having our women totally with us, man. Having them to be able to enjoy our children 100%. All right, not having these devils, being over us, man. Okay, just having complete peace and serenity, being with Yahweh and Yahweh Shai, man, being perfect. that's the good place, man. But what? In order to get that place, it's a narrow walk, man. Which on the left hand and on the right hand there's fire and there's water, man. Okay, both the two of the deadliest elements. It says, and one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water. So what? You can't get to this kingdom any other way. You're gonna have to go through that narrow path. You're gonna have to walk the tightrope, man. All right, and that tightrope is going to be while you're walking that tightrope, you're going to be getting thrown. You're going to be getting thrown boulders at you. All right, you're going to be getting thrown different types of swords at you. All right, while you're still walking on that tightrope, not trying to fall, man, because of what we're trying to get to. All right, the kingdom. Of course, it's going to be a hard thing, man. Nothing great comes easy, man. All right, so we got to take it. It says, so small that there could but one man go there at once. All right, so you're not gonna be able to walk this thing side by side with somebody, man. All right, even though we have the brotherhood, you still gotta do this walk by yourself, man. All right, you can't get in the kingdom on somebody else's merits. You can't get in the kingdom by ass kissing. All right, anybody, man. All right, don't matter how much you like somebody's video, or how much you try to shalom somebody on the comment board, or big up anybody, man. Nobody can save you in this thing. You can only walk this tightrope by yourself. The temptations that you're going to go through, you can only get through them, by praying to the Lord, and enduring, man, on your own. Okay, yeah, we have the brotherhood, and the brotherhood could pray for you. The scripture says that the prayers of a righteous man availeth much. All right, but what ultimately, you gotta pray for yourself too, man. All right, it says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? Okay, so if we understand that the kingdom of heaven is for Israel, is for us, and in order to get to the kingdom, we got to go through these temptations, we got to go through these trials, then you can't just try to escape it, man. You can't just try to say, I don't want to go through these things, I don't want to go through this narrow path. That's the only way to get to the kingdom, is by walking this tight rope. All right, is by going through these trials, is by going through these tests to be purified. All right, so we gotta realize that when we going through these things, man, just constantly keep the scriptures in your head, man, and endure it. All right, endure it. The test that we go through, because ultimately we understand that if we are part of the hopeful elect, that we're going to be able to get through it regardless, man. We got to have faith on the Lord, man. That's ultimately what it's all about. I get that last scripture. So ultimately, it's just about having faith on Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and that's what He wants, man. That's what the Lord wants. You just to have faith in Him. He'll take care of everything else. All right. This is Hebrews 11:1. It says, now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. All right. So ultimately, we might not know how we're going to get through certain things, but we got to have faith. All right. We're not going to know. We don't know if we're going to get delivered, but we have faith that we are. All right. This is all about faith. All right. Everything that we do is about faith, man. All right. And that's the evidence of things hoped for. It's the substance of things hoped for, and the evidence of things not seen. All right. And if you read chapter 11 in Hebrews, it tells you about how all of our righteous forefathers, they moved on faith, man. They did works based off of their faith. All right. And it was counted unto them of righteousness. All right. So, hopefully, this is edifying, uplifting to the brothers, man. Just endure your trials and your temptations. Just pray to the Lord that He increase your faith, and ultimately, just to keep fighting, man. And we almost out of here. All right. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and Shalom.